Friday Night Dynamite is going to happen, the May 28th edition of AEW Dynamite, which will serve as the go-home to Double or Nothing, will be held on a Friday night. The show will go head-to-head with Friday Night SmackDown because the regular Wednesday broadcast has been preempted by the NBA playoffs. The same thing happened last year. I believe during the NBA playoffs, they had to move Dynamite over to a Friday night. And the big question a lot of people have is, could this be a little bit of a test for AEW? They're doing better in the ratings. They're consistently getting over 1 million people in the ratings, and they've been doing a lot better than they have been. What do we think about Dynamite, with this momentum going head-to-head with SmackDown, especially given that it's their go-home show to one of their biggest shows of the entire year? What do you think of that? What do you make of this?
Honestly, so honestly, I don't think the move would happen if the playoffs were happening, honestly. But,
right. Tony Khan, by the way, just so people know, he said that Dynamite is never gonna Wednesday night is the night that he wants to do it.
Right.
This was they already knew they were gonna be preempted because of the NBA playoffs. That's part of their deal. They're fine with that.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, again, I don't think it would have happened because of that. But it's gonna be interesting because, like we mentioned earlier, SmackDown has been one of the most consistent shows especially from WWE, which isn't that hard to do. For the past few months, and especially weeks, it's a good product, and AEW has been just killing it as well. So it's honestly going to be interesting to see the numbers after that May 28th show. And I mean, because to me, this is the big test. I mean, they went against NXT, and call it what you want to call it, Triple H or Marks, call it what you want to call it. It was never a competition. And Raw is an amazing show. Duh. I mean, it's just one of those things that we know that you may not come out and say it, but that was the case. And now you have another chance to try to do better numbers than AEW.
Yeah. One
of the more popular shows. So it's just going to be interesting to see what both shows' product is going to be putting out, and which one the fans gravitate to. Because I honestly believe it's going to be a lot of channel flicking.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was going to mention that. I really do think that this is going to be this is, to me, kind of feels more so like that channel flipping Monday Night Wars type vibe. Than the NXT versus AEW thing was, because a lot of those crowds, they were, there was very little overlap, as we saw, because we saw what the ratings for both shows combined were somewhere around 1.5 million, and then 1.5 million to 1.7, and then when AEW went off and did its own thing, they're about getting 1 million people to watch, sometimes over 1.1, 1.2 sometimes, but that they're still around that 1 million number. So there's still so there's a very little bit of overlap between those fans. A lot of those camps were already decided, right? With SmackDown, I think it's going to be interesting because a lot of people, even AEW fans, love SmackDown. They are inarguably, SmackDown's been the best WWE show there is consistently since basically since around the start of the year. So I think there's going to be a bit of that vibe. And it's going to be an interesting test for both AEW and SmackDown, because AEW, I think, is going to end up losing some viewers. Let's not act like, AEW is going to go out there and they're going to bury SmackDown ratings. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
No.
But it is going to be interesting to see how many people they take away from SmackDown and how many people, do a bit of a channel flipping. Because SmackDown's been right around the 2 million mark, sometimes under. I think last week they had 1.9 million. They fell right under that 2 million mark.
And AEW's been consistently 2 million, or?
No, AEW's been between 1 million and 1.2, 1.3 since they went alone on Wednesday nights. So it's going to be an interesting matchup because I do think there's a more overlap here than there was with NXT. And it's just going to be really interesting on Saturday when those ratings, or it's not going to be Saturday. I think it's going to be Monday when those ratings come out, because the ratings come out on the following business day. But
Yeah, prison, yeah.
yeah,
It's gonna be interesting though, because I mean, you gotta think that AEW is gonna, I mean, try to put their A game. You know what I mean? Like they're probably gonna have a TNT championship title with the new title holder and Rusev, or the best man as he's called. Then of course you gotta at least have Kenny Omega on the show. You know, it's gonna be interesting to see what type of program they throw together.
Yeah, fully agree. I do think both shows are kind of gonna bring like a bit of like it all to an extent. I think SmackDown like WWE loves to like book shows like to be big, especially when they're going against AEW. And this is a big show for AEW. It's their go home show to one of their biggest pay-per-views of the year. So I think they're gonna pull out all the stops. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna be flipping channels. Friday night's gonna be a fun night on May 28th.
Absolutely, can't wait to watch it.
Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.